We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
Trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some pounds.
One at the heated press conference. Gervonta Tank Davis sent shockwaves through the room when he issued a chilling threat to Jake. Paul Davis promised that this fight won't be close. He's coming to brutalize Paul, knock him out cold, and walk away with the bag. With fire in his eyes, Davis declared his intentions with full confidence, showing no hesitation and no mercy. His words made it clear, this won't just be a fight.
He's a fighter that's just started fighting. That's, you know how when somebody first come in the gym and like, yeah. When somebody first come in the gym and they've been coming for like a little minute, so they think they nice now. They ain't get all the, everything down pat, but that's how he fight. I don't think he's an awkward fighter. Awkward is somebody, I don't want to call them names, but awkward is different from him. He's not awkward. We know awkward fighters. Real fighters know awkward fighters. He's not an awkward fighter. He's just a dumb fighter.
Eddie Hearn didn't mince words when asked about the bizarre Davis versus Paul matchup. He ridiculed the fight, saying it's the perfect example of entertainment dressed up as boxing. For Hearn, there's a world of difference between real boxing and circus-style exhibitions in this. He insists it's nothing more than a spectacle, laughing at the very idea. Hearn urged fans not to confuse these money-grabbing stunts with the purity of true professional boxing. His comments echoed the frustration of promoters, who fear boxing's credibility is being overshadowed by celebrity showdowns.
We're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, I understand the market and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. However you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers.
However, offered a fresh take. He argued that fans happily accept spectacle fights in MMA, yet cry foul when boxing does the same thing. For Helwani, that's pure hypocrisy. He believes the Davis versus Paul event should not be judged by the same standards as world title bouts. Instead, it should be viewed as entertainment, a one-night show meant to be enjoyed for what it is. Helwani's point was simple.
Fight at, generally, I'm sure it'll be a little bit closer, maybe 200 to 150. How much bigger can Tank get? Why would that be somewhat celebrated in MMA, but in boxing it isn't? Do you know what I mean, Pete? In MMA, we sort of love the freak shows, but in boxing they don't. Why do you think that is? What does that say about us in MMA?
Well, we're a sick bunch of fucks, there's no doubt about that. But I will say...
You agree, right, or no?
Yeah. The idea of the MMA freak show is everybody coming together and saying, oh, we're going to watch a freak show. This is what this is. We know what this is. It is absolutely mental, what we're going to watch here. I think where people get annoyed with Jake is he even got me. You know what I mean? This guy is the greatest outrage farmer of all time. I saw his tweet and I was like... reading it, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is exactly what he fucking wants me to do. This is every time I'm doing this, he's in the game of getting eyeballs, and this is ridiculous. As long as, like, you know, why do I like an MMA freak show? Why would I watch Eddie Hall in an MMA fight against Dylan Dennis? I'd be like, this is fucking ridiculous and I have to watch it. That's the way I feel about Jake Paul and Davis. I will watch it. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's all of us getting together to go to the circus for the evening. I think the reason why there's pushback against it when Jake does it is because Jake, and obviously tactfully, is going like, what are you talking about? This guy's a world champion. I took out Mike Tyson. He's a world champion. And then I'm going to take out Canelo and stuff like this. Like, he's winding us up. He's not agreeing to the stipulation that we're all agreeing on, which is, this is a freak show. This is absolutely mental. As long as we can agree with that, we can all enjoy it collectively.
For Chael Sonnen went on the attack, ripping into Jake Paul's lack of real boxing ability. He claimed the Paul brothers aren't boxers, they're influencers using money, fame, and gimmicks to trick their way into big fights. Sonnen pointed out Jake's pattern of targeting legendary names, while avoiding technically dangerous opponents, exposing what he believes is Paul's strategy: sell hype, not skill.
Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. You have the Paul brothers and they come over to boxing. Their idea from day one is, we don't have the skills or the experience. What we're gonna do is we'll take on the absolute best guys, but they're gonna spot us some pound. Tank has one job to do, that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skill, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. Tank is telling anybody that will listen that there's a size problem. My skills and my experience in boxing, I do not have to wonder who's in the bar tonight. Any bar I go to, I rule the bar. No, it turns out that you don't. Just need some big guy to corner you, apparently. Boxing has never stood its ground. Boxing has never been able to explain why Floyd needed a half hour to get rid of a guy who's never boxed before. Tank Davis has already began this. When you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum-dum.
One of the biggest controversies is the size gap. Davis is a natural lightweight, while Jake Paul walks in near cruiserweight. That's a massive difference, and critics are calling foul. Many believe the fight is already tilted in Paul's favor no matter the result. If Jake wins, he gains respect for beating a star. If Davis wins, people dismiss it as meaningless because of the size mismatch. This suspicion has sparked...
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
You don't think... Sorry, so... I thought we were all unanimous here. Do you think that Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds. Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro.
That's
what I'm saying.
Jake Paul,
He's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up,
move on,
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, then look, there's a way to run it.
Garcia compared the event to boxing's strangest exhibitions, recalling when Mike Tyson fought in spectacles fans never really asked for. Garcia admitted that nobody truly demanded Davis versus Paul either, but boxing often forces these bizarre fights for hype and money. He stressed that Paul is way bigger, making this matchup unfair from the start. Garcia's take was blunt.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it, but
yeah,
he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, like, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
7, Jake Paul kept the circus alive with another over-the-top stunt. In a viral video, he smashed a cake designed to look like Gervonta Davis, mocking his rival in front of millions. The clip went everywhere, fueling the feud and reminding fans that Paul is as much a promoter as a fighter. But beyond the theatrics, the actual fight raises serious intrigue. Davis is smaller, but his speed, skill, and defense could frustrate the bigger Paul. This clash of power versus precision, size versus skill is exactly widely regarded as the best fighter on the planet, brushed the whole idea aside. He blasted the size difference, saying there's no justification for putting a 195-pound man in the ring with someone from 135. To Crawford, this isn't a boxing match, it's a business gimmick.
Ferocious. You know, this is speed and power and explosiveness combined with, like, they couldn't keep up with it.
Wanted to get your take on the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. They just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't have no reaction. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. You know, if it's scripted, then it's gonna be good for the fans to watch.
What do you mean by scripted? Like rigged?
Yeah, like scripted. Like,
but none of those guys want a fucking L, right?
I think it's not a real fight. I think it's because it can't be a real fight because they ain't in the same weight. So it'd be more like an exhibition.
I think it is an exhibition, but do you think they're like, but not one person saying like, yo, I'm gonna fucking throw the match. You think?
I don't think.
Or you never know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in there and spar. I don't think it's gonna be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money. You know, it's more of a business tactic than anything.
Because that's what Jake and Mike kind of did.
Yeah, for sure.
Like everyone bought into that. And then when you watched it, it was just like, bro, this sucks. I'm friends with Jake. I like him too. But that fight, I didn't like that one.
Jake too big for Tank, you know? In reality, he's way too big for Tank. Like, Tank is very talented, punch hard, explosive.